want to welcome you to the Ask Jeff YouTube channel, and today we have a very special question, one that might possibly go viral or get me in a whole lot of trouble. I don't know. Let's just have some fun. Here's the question. Is the Earth a spinning globe, or is it circular with a firmament? Now, for most of us who are over the age of, shall we say, 40 or 50, this seems like an absolutely absurd question, but we live in a world today where what we know as the flat Earth movement is making this incredible resurgence. It's almost like we're living in the 12th century all over again. So how do we answer this from a, quote, biblical perspective? Now, let's talk about a, quote, spinning globe. And scientists tell us that Earth is spinning at approximately 1,000 miles an hour from the direction of west toward the east. Now, why is this important? Well, because particularly in the Old Testament, you see this a little bit in the New Testament, when somebody went into the presence of the Lord, whether it was crossing the Jordan River, going in the Promised Land, or entrance into the Temple of Jerusalem, you guessed it, they go from the east to the west. In other words, a picture of going against the grain of, or the direction of the world. When we see humanity leave the Garden of Eden, where do they go? They go to the east. In fact, you'll notice that typically, particularly in the Old Testament, when somebody was going away from the will of God, they went east. When they're going to the will of God, they went west. That's why the old statement that we find from the colonialization period of America, go west, young man. And if you look at history of humanity, which started in what we know as Israel, really humanity's general direction has gone against the grain westward and ends again in Jerusalem, having gone all the way around what we know as the world. So there's some pretty good biblical evidence that we are on a, quote, spinning globe via the direction that humanity interacts with God. Yet at the same time, in Isaiah chapter 42, it says that God sits over the circle of the earth. Now, if you're looking at a perspective of heaven down on earth, a sphere could look like a circle, or it might actually be a circle. And to make things even more complicated, in the book of Genesis, it says, yes, on day 2, God put a firmament between the heavens or the waters above and the waters below. Now, what's fascinating about this question is this. There are all kinds of people who are on both sides arguing, fighting, and griping. And at the end of the day, it can be simply solved. You say, what do you mean it can be simply solved? Well, the world's come together and created an international space station. We have an organization known as NASA. We have a brand new telescope out there, even better than Hubble. All we need is a very simple, unadulterated picture of planet Earth, and we will have our answer. Now, you may or may not realize this, but almost every single picture you see of, quote, Earth is CGI'd. It's taken by a series of multiple pictures that are all pieced together. Now, I'm going to make a plea today. All right, just a simple plea. Those that have the ability to do so, whether they're up in space or they control a telescope in space, just turn it around, take a picture, and end the debate. This is one of those constructs that at the end of the day should not be dividing humanity, much less the Christian community, and yet it is. At the end of the day, here's the good news. In the beginning, God created the heaven and the earth. I don't care what the shape is. He created it. I got other news for you. In 2 Peter, it says one day he's going to burn it all up. And in Revelation chapter 21, he's going to create a new heaven, a new earth, and a new Jerusalem. I got news for you. I really don't care what the shape of it is. What I do care about it is this. He started it. He's going to end it. He's going to recreate it. And it's my job to believe in and worship him wherever I am. Now, as far as the debate's concerned, easily solved. So if anybody out there knows anybody who could somehow pull the picture off, let's just end this debate so we can go into more important matters. If you got a question, send it to Ask Jeff. Hopefully it won't be this one again. Love y'all. Thanks. Thanks for being a part of today's daily question. Now, we answer a question each and every day. Please feel free to submit a new question at AskJeff.net. We may not have gotten to yours today, but we eventually will continue to be a part of this. Subscribe so you don't miss out on a question every day.